What's up, what's going on, legends? It's your boy Errl Shatter here, and in today's video we're jumping into Warzone. Today we're going to be talking about the FFAR. We're going to discuss this weapon just a little bit because there's a couple of reasons why I want to do that, as well as I'm going to share with you guys also the best class setup or loadout that you should absolutely be running out there in the Warzone. Now you guys are going to really understand why you should be running this, or why you probably are going to be running this in the near future by the time we finish up this video. But before we jump into the rest of it here, if you guys do enjoy this content at any time, or you find this video helpful in any way, make sure you show your support for the channel by going down below and smashing that like button. Let's go ahead and throw an easy goal of 30 likes on today's video, as well as if you guys want to find your way back to the channel for more Cold War and Warzone content, make sure you guys do hit that subscribe button alongside that notification bell so we don't miss you in future videos. So like I said, today we're talking FFAR. Now, as we know, at least especially as of this point, that the DMR, the dual pistols, the MAC-10, pretty much anything that's the meta at this point is probably going to be receiving a nerf very, very, very soon. We don't know exactly the date, we don't know the time, any of that stuff, but we do know that it is around the corner, as Raven Software has tweeted out themselves that they're going to be addressing these things. So what does that mean? That means that we're going to be moving on to new weapons, which is why today I want to talk to you guys about the FFAR. Now, the FFAR is obviously an assault rifle, but when we're using it here in Warzone, we're not going to treat it that way. We're going to consider it more of an SMG, so you're not going to want to rely on this thing for long distance engagements whatsoever. It's got a pretty good amount of recoil, very manageable of course, but when it gets to those longer engagements, it's definitely not the weapon to be using. I would consider this, like I said, more of an SMG, so have something a little bit more long range, especially if you're playing on, Verdansk. I was playing on Rebirth Island, so everything was a little bit more close quarters, and you'll see I wasn't exactly running a setup that would help me in longer engagements, but it's okay, everything worked out. Now, if you guys are obviously playing Verdansk, I would recommend maybe like a sniper rifle, or maybe even, an LMG, something more comparable, just for the simple fact that, again, you're not going to be able to challenge people in long distance engagements. Now, the FFAR is probably going to be one of the most dominant close quarters encountered weapons that you're going to be seeing after the meta shift here, or after the overall just nerf to some of the meta that we have now. I think it is extremely useful. It is a laser beam if you can control the recoil, and it will absolutely melt people, as you guys will see in the gameplay that is featured in today's video as well. So this is something I think people are definitely going to overlook. Again, I don't see a ton of people using it. I don't think it's something you're going to be seeing, obviously, with DMR ruling the way it is, but we're around the corner from something different. And you know what? I even went against people using the DMR, and I turned out just fine. So let's go ahead and jump into the class setup or loadout that you guys are going to want to be using here, and that way you guys are ready to go with those attachments. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and take a look at this loadout that we're running here. And real quick, before we jump into the attachments for the FFAR, we do have the MW MP5 here as our secondary. Again, perks, EOD, overkill, and battle hardened. And then C4 for our lethal. Not the most effective thing anymore, but we still want to use it. And then the tactical, I have the stun grenade. Now, like I said, in this, I would probably run something a little bit more towards like longer engagements. However, the luck with this is that we are playing, obviously, Rebirth Island. There isn't a lot of those kind of engagements, so I was able to pull it off using these. And mostly my focus was obviously using the FFAR, so the secondary wasn't really relevant to me. Let's go ahead and jump into the attachments here. For the muzzle, we're running that agency suppressor. For the barrel, we have that 20.3-inch takedown. For our underbarrel, this is a must-have. The field agent grip is going to help us drastically with the recoil. We want to do as much as we can for this thing because it's a little bit rough sometimes. For our ammunition, we're using this Salvo 50-round fast mag. Now, this is absolutely a must as well. Go through ammunition pretty quick with this thing. It does have a pretty decent fire rate. You're going to want to be prepared for, multiple people. Again, you never know. You might run into a trio or a whole quad. You're going to want to be prepared for the most. And then for our last attachment here, for our rear grip, we have that Serpent wrap. So now you guys know exactly what attachments to be running on your FFAR. Obviously, you guys are going to have to get this thing ranked up. But once you do get it ranked up, you're going to have, the ability to put on all these attachments, and you're going to absolutely shred people in close quarters. Again, do not treat this like a normal assault rifle. You're going to regret it. You're going to think overall the weapon's not good. And let me tell you, this thing is definitely good. You're going to laser beam people in close quarters. It's very, very comparable to a good SMG. It does have a little bit of an advantage over an SMG because you can challenge people in medium range engagements. However, again, it's up to you how much you can control the recoil. I am absolutely going to continue to use this weapon. I look forward to trying this weapon out and seeing how, it compares to the other weapons out there once the meta has shifted. At this point, you're going against DMRs. If the thing performs well against them, it's going to perform well, I think, when the meta shifts as well. I do think this is going to be, kind of one of the more underrated weapons, but definitely don't overlook it. Go out there and try this setup for you guys yourself. But that's going to wrap things up for us here. I appreciate you guys all tuning into today's video. Hopefully you guys are all prepared for battle now. I'm going to wrap things up here, but thank you guys for all the support in today's video, all the support on the channel. Look forward to seeing you all in the next one. Peace. Let's go, boy. Ooh-wee. You guys got messed up with the freaking DMR and everything.